Welcome back to the Print 3D channel and another episode of the Weekend Print. On this weekend's print, we're going to check out this Twisted Heart Vase. Welcome back and thank you for joining me here on the Print 3D channel for another episode of the Weekend Print. I noticed this model up on Thingiverse quite some time ago, and I really wanted to print it. And since I have a gMax 1.5 XT Plus, I want to print it big, like really big. The original model was about the size of a soda can, so we're going to blow it up 250% and print it out on the gMax 1.5 XT Plus and see how big it gets. The filament we're going to use for this is Shaxon's PLA in the color of orange. I've got about a full roll left, and I think that should cover this print. So let's head over to Thingiverse, download our model, slice it up in Slicer at 250%, and get it ready for printing on the gMax 1.5 XT Plus. All right, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the Twisted Heart Vase by GyroBot. This is a very simple model. It should print out pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and download this thing and head over to Slicer and slice it up for G-code. All right, here we are in Slicer. I've already enlarged the model to 250%, and it looks huge. This is going to print out awesome. My print settings for this model, I'm going to go ahead and do a 0.2 layer height as opposed to the 0.16 layer height that I normally do. I'm going to put 5 layers on the bottom with obviously no top layers and 4 perimeters to make this nice and thick. Obviously we're using 0% infill because we want this to be hollow. My filament settings are 210 for the first layer and 205 for all the others. Let's go ahead and check out the preview and see how this slices. Here we are in the preview. As you can see, this will rise up and twist. Let's check the final height. Going back to the 3D view, we'll select the model, and I can see that it's going to be 250 millimeters tall. That's pretty big. It's not the max print size on the gMax printer, but it's big enough. So let's go ahead and export the G-code and head over to the gMax 1.5 XT Plus and get this printing. Okay, so we have the G-code for the Twisted Heart Vase loaded up on the SD card. Let's go ahead and load up our Shaxon PLA in the color of orange and get this printing on the gMax. I'll set up a time-lapse camera and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, so here we are 14 hours and 3 minutes later, and we have a successful print. This looks amazing. I can't say enough about this Shaxon PLA. It really does a good job. The seam is totally visible, but that's 3D printing. You could do random, but then it would be everywhere and it would look really horrible. This could be hidden in the back. There's absolutely no stringing, no webbing at all. This looks amazing. This is a perfect print. I would say that the gMax 1.5 XT Plus performed perfectly as usual. And just as I suspected, there was just enough filament to make this happen. This was a full roll, well, 3/4 full roll, and now there's less than a quarter left. I can already see the spool inside, so perfect print. So thank you again for joining me here on the Weekend Print, here on the Print 3D channel. Be sure you subscribe to the channel, comment and like on those videos, and join me again next weekend for another episode of the Weekend Print.